Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. Hopefully, you are fine. This is the second lecture of this week, and today is Tuesday. And yesterday, we have discussed that what is atmosphere. You know, my dear student, that atmosphere is actually the thick layer of gases surrounded by Earth, and this thick layer of gases is called as atmosphere. There are five layers of atmosphere. We divided the atmosphere into five layers, and the name of these five layers are troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere, and exosphere. Today, our topic which we have to discuss is air. What is air? Air is actually the mixture of gases like nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, argon, and there are other several gases. So question arises that if you have clear concept about mixture, if you have clear concept about mixture, well and good. But if you don't know anything about mixture, then you must make it clear that what is mixture. Mixture is actually better the this is the substance which is made by two or more than two substances and which have no fixed ratio, and this is made by any physical mean. The substance which we combine together may be elements, compounds, or both. For example, if you mix oxygen with hydrogen, it by any physical mean this will make a mixture. There are several examples of mixture around you. For example, air is a typical example of mixture. Your sea water is also a type example of mixture. Now, what is the composition of air? By composition, it means that which things contribute to make 100% air. By the most important and the abundant gas which is present in air is nitrogen, which covers almost 78%. By percent, it means that if we divide the whole air into 100 equal parts, 78 parts is just of nitrogen. Second important and very important and main gas in atmosphere is in air is oxygen, and it covers 21% of total volume. Now the noble gases like argon has 1% share. The one of the important gas is carbon dioxide for plants, because plants use this gas in order to make their food, and the process by which plants make their food is called photosynthesis. Other substances like water vapor is in little amount, which is also present in the atmosphere. Something like dust, smoke. This is also the now this is also the component of air. Now, another important term is humidity. This is actually better the amount of water vapors present in air. For example, when sun shines, and then when the ocean water is exposed to sunlight, it generates a process of evaporation, and the sea water is converted into vapor state. Now, where these vapors have gone, they also gone to the air. Yes. Now, why air is important for us? Because it is soluble in water. Why it is so important that I mention it here? Because the lot of creatures live inside the river, inside the water, and they live inside the oceans, seas, rivers. Now, how they breathe? Because if they breathe, they also inhale oxygen. If let us suppose that if oxygen is not soluble in water, then how will they breathe? Definitely, it is very, very difficult for them to breathe inside water. Now, we also used and all the living organisms, whether it is plants, animals, humans, microorganisms, insects, worms, vertebrates, invertebrates, any type of living organism, they use the air in order to carry out respiration. So, what is the respiration? Inshallah, in tomorrow lecture, I will discuss it in detail. But still, for the moment, respiration is actually the process in which glucose react with oxygen in order to release energy, which is very important for humans or for animals or for plants or for any living organism to carry on their life activities and to perform their life functions. What is photosynthesis is extremely very important process because it is used by plants to make their food in the present, and I already told you that plants require carbon dioxide from the atmosphere in order to make their food. What is combustion? Combustion is actually the type of reaction in which fuel is burned in presence of oxygen. If there is no oxygen in air, then how the combustion process occurs. So extremely, once again, oxygen is very important in order to carry out combustion process. And similarly, manufacture of oxygen, nitrogen gases is also carried out from air. Yes, my dear student. What are the important features of air? Air has no taste, no smell, no color, and it is invisible. And I'm talking about the features of pure air and the fresh air. If air is polluted, then maybe the features will be somewhat different. Now, look at the picture, the difference between the two pictures. Now, what you realize that air gives shape to the body. In first picture, there is no air, it is a puncture tire, so it has no proper shape. But in the second picture, this is the air is properly filled into that tire or that thing, and it will make its shape. Uh, it will like what we can say that it properly gives shape to that object. Now, second thing, beta, you know that air also has some weight. Let us consider the this is general question that if gases has some weight, yes, it is very clear from the simple observations in your daily life. Let us take two cylinders of equal volume and equal weight. One is filled with air and other is empty. Now you have to lift both of the cylinders and you will easily observe that the cylinder in which air is present that has more mass as compared to the empty cylinder. Now, as air is extremely important for animals and humans, air is also important for the plants. I already told you that the plants make their own food by using the process of photosynthesis, and in that process, carbon dioxide is needed, and that carbon dioxide is supplied by air to the plants. So, I already told you that what is combustion? Combustion is the process in which we burn fuel in presence of oxygen. If there is no oxygen, if there is no air, it means there is no combustion. And if there is no combustion, how we will make our food and how our kitchen works? This is extremely very dangerous thing for our life. Yes. Now, what does air contain? Beside nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, argon, and other gases, air also contains some other things like water vapor. You can easily observe this thing at your kitchen. When you boil some water, you know the water becomes at the boiling point or before attaining boiling point, water is converted from liquid state to the gaseous state, and in gaseous state it is called as water vapors, and that water vapors are available in air. Some other activities, human activities like the running of vehicles and the running of industrial machineries. We also pollute air by producing smoke or some dust particles. There are certain human activities which produces lot of smoke and dust particles, and it will be the source. It is the source of polluting air. You know, there are these are activities. This is very familiar activities. Students or kids like to burn firecrackers, and the most of the garbage produced by the markets or the home, they are set into fire, and it will create pollution to the air. Just the human, the industries chimneys, the factories chimneys also produces smoke, and that smoke is continuously mixing with air, and it will pollute air. Yes, dear friends, besides smoke and the dust, another thing which is available in air is germs and viruses. Uh, in air, better, there are so many germs which are floating in the air, and that will be transmitted from one place to another place. So be careful about this. Yes, and better, this is our this these three or four activities which I mentioned, that factories produce smoke, our human activities like burning or combustion, or setting fire garbage into the fire. This will make better, this will make the air unclean, or the germ. These are extremely very harmful for human life. So better, you have to read the page number 57 of 58 of your book, and inshallah we will meet tomorrow.